Chosen one, pause right here. Don't scroll. Don't rush past this moment like it's another message in a sea of noise. This isn't coincidence. This is calling. Heaven has interrupted your routine to deliver a divine appointment. The very fact that you are reading these words means that heaven has reached through time to touch your spirit. You didn't find this message found you. For months, maybe even years, something inside you has been stirring. A restlessness, a holy tension. You felt something shifting beneath the surface of your life, as if the atmosphere itself was whispering your name. You couldn't explain it, but your soul knew. That was the Spirit moving, aligning, arranging, guiding you toward this exact moment. You see, heaven doesn't waste motion. Every encounter, every delay, every heartbreak has been preparing you for now. Even the silence of the past season wasn't rejection, it was orchestration. God was drawing you into the secret place, positioning you for revelation. And this moment, this sacred pause, is your confirmation that the waiting was not in vain. Right now, the air around you is thick with divine alignment. Angels are on assignment. Timelines are converging. What felt random is revealing itself as rhythm. You are standing in the crossroad between the natural and the supernatural, where destiny begins to speak in whispers and signs. Heaven is calling your name again softly, but unmistakably. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, says the Lord. That means your existence isn't casual, it's calculated. Every fiber of your being was written with purpose. And in this very instant, heaven wants you to remember what the world made you forget. You are chosen. You are sealed. You are sent. This message is not for everyone. It's for the one who feels the holy trembling inside, the one who can sense that something eternal is unfolding. If that's you, don't run, don't doubt. Receive this as your confirmation that the veil between you and your next season is lifting. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for 1 second. Feel that stillness. That's not emptiness. That's the sound of heaven waiting for your response. Say it out loud. I am ready, because you are. This is your divine summoning. Heaven has spoken. The signal is clear. You've been chosen for such a time as this. Chosen one, look at your hands. These same palms that have held prayers, carried burdens, and reached toward heaven in the silence of your battles. There, hidden within the lines and folds of your skin, lies something extraordinary, the sacred mark, the M. You may have noticed it before, or maybe you've only sensed its mystery without ever truly seeing it. But today, heaven unveils what was written long before your first breath. That M is not an accident of anatomy, it is a signature of divinity, a celestial imprint declaring that your life was designed by the architect of eternity himself. From the moment you were conceived, heaven inscribed its initials upon you, a covenant in flesh. The world calls it coincidence, heaven calls it confirmation. For while science studies fingerprints as proof of human uniqueness, the Spirit whispers that your hands hold proof of divine belonging. Hear this clearly. See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands, your walls are ever before me. Isaiah 49:16. Just as you are engraved upon his hands, he placed an echo of that engraving upon yours to remind you that you were never forgotten, never forsaken, never random. This M carries layers of meaning. Miracle, manifestation, and mastery. Miracle, because your life itself is one, a story heaven refuses to abandon. Manifestation, because your words and actions are meant to bring divine ideas into the physical world. Mastery, because within you lives the spirit of wisdom and power to govern your gifts with excellence and grace. Every time you raise your hands to pray, to work, to comfort, or to create, the mark bears witness that heaven and earth collaborate through you. The energy that flows through your palms is not ordinary. It is the pulse of divine intelligence, reminding you that you were created as a vessel of light. So when you look at your hands again, do not just see flesh, see prophecy, see proof, see purpose. God does not mark what he will not use. The M is heaven's personal signature upon your destiny, its seal of ownership and intention. You are not simply a person with hands. You are a person with a heavenly map. And within that sacred geometry, your true calling begins to glow. Stretch your hands forward now. Whisper, I am marked for miracles, because heaven already has. Chosen one, what you carry is not random energy, it is a code. The mark in your palm is more than a sign. It is a living algorithm of heaven that deciphers destiny. Each line on your hand is a divine frequency forming the letter M, the hidden triad of miracle, manifestation, and mastery. M for miracle. You are walking proof that heaven still intervenes in human stories. The very breath in your lungs is a miracle sustained by unseen mercy. Every closed door that later opened, every danger that somehow passed you by, that was the code at work. Miracle doesn't always arrive as lightning. Sometimes it breathes quietly through endurance. When others collapsed, you remained. That survival itself is a miracle in motion. The M whispers, you are evidence of God's interruption. M for manifestation. Heaven placed in you the power to call things that are not as though they were. Your thoughts are seeds. Your words are instruments. When aligned with faith, they form vibrations that matter cannot ignore. To manifest is not to wish, it is to cooperate with divine law. When you speak light, light answers. When you expect goodness, heaven reorganizes circumstances to mirror your expectation. This is why your palms tingle when you pray or create. Your hands are portals of manifestation. They pull the invisible into visibility. M for mastery. The final code unlocks authority. Miracle without mastery drifts. Manifestation without wisdom collapses. God is not just gifting you power, he is training you to govern it. Every challenge you faced was a classroom, shaping discernment, teaching restraint, refining your character. True mastery is not control over others, but control over self-discipline in thought, purity in motive, consistency in calling. When the code of mastery activates, you move as heaven's ambassador on earth, stewarding miracles with maturity. The three M's are not separate, they spiral as one current. Miracle awakens belief. Manifestation gives it form. Mastery sustains it for generations. So when you next glance at your palm, don't merely see lines. See a living covenant. Say quietly, the code is alive in me, because it is. You are the intersection of heaven and earth, the embodiment of the M code. Walk in it consciously, live from it boldly, and remember, God does not encode what he will not elevate. Chosen one, this is the hour of divine convergence. You are not in ordinary time, you are standing inside a kairos moment, a sacred window when heaven and earth overlap. What happens in these next days is not casual, it is calibrated. Every second carries the potential to rewrite your reality. You've felt it, haven't you? The air has changed. The atmosphere feels heavier, charged, alive, like creation itself is holding its breath. That's not imagination. That's heaven announcing, the time is now. For too long, you've been waiting for the right door, the right confirmation, the right feeling. But heaven says, the delay is over. This is the moment when what you prayed for begins to pulse beneath the surface of your life. The unseen is stirring. The winds of alignment are moving. In this kairos window, acceleration replaces stagnation. Prayers long dormant are awakening with divine electricity. What once took years will now happen in days, even hours. It's not because you're lucky, it's because timing has finally caught up with purpose. Heaven works by seasons, and this one is different. The portals of release are open. The same hand that marked your palm with destiny is now reaching into your life to unlock movement. This is not a season for hesitation, it's a season for holy action. You've prayed for signs. Here it is. You've asked for confirmation. This is it. You've wondered when your time would come. The answer is now. When heaven opens a kairos window, obedience becomes the key that keeps it open. One act of faith, one declaration, one step, one yes can set off a chain reaction in the spirit realm. Angels respond to movement, not passivity. The supernatural accelerates the moment you act. Do not scroll past this like it's another video. Do not let fear silence the fire that's been building inside. Breathe, lift your hands, feel the pulse of your own destiny in your palms. The mark is heating because heaven is near. In the next 5 days, divine appointments will unfold, conversations will shift, dreams will quicken, you will sense nudges, coincidences, numbers repeating, none of it is random. The Spirit is syncing your steps with heaven's rhythm. This is your activation hour. Stand tall, speak boldly, declare with authority. I am aligned, I am ready, I move in divine timing. Because when you declare it, the code responds, doors unlock, energy shifts, people appear, opportunities awaken. The M in your hand is glowing brighter now. That's heaven's signal that your timeline has turned. The kairos window is open. Step through it. Not tomorrow, not when you feel worthy. Now, chosen one, have you ever wondered why you feel everything so deeply? Why you sense energy in a room before a single word is spoken? Why certain people's intentions are clear to you, even when they hide behind smiles? It's because your spirit is tuned to a higher frequency, the frequency of heaven. You are not fragile, you are finely calibrated. The same sensitivity that once felt like a burden is actually your built-in spiritual radar. When others walk through life on mute, you are hearing melodies of the unseen. You feel what heaven feels. You discern what most ignore. You were not made to live numbly in this world. Your tears, your intuition, your empathy, these are not weaknesses. They are instruments. Heaven placed them in you so you could detect divine movement long before it manifests in the physical. That flutter in your chest, that sudden awareness in silence, that is the whisper of the Spirit saying, listen, I am here. When you sense heaviness before bad news, when you feel joy before breakthrough, that's not coincidence. It's confirmation that you are aligned with spiritual currents. You are one of heaven's early responders chosen to feel, to interpret, to intercede. But sensitivity without understanding leads to exhaustion. So, today, heaven gives you wisdom. Do not absorb what you were only meant to discern. You are a mirror, not a sponge. Your gift is to reflect light, not to drown in others' shadows. When negative energy comes near, you don't need to panic, just raise your frequency. Speak light, pray peace. Remember who you are. You carry divine sound in your spirit, and darkness cannot dwell where that vibration is sustained. That is why silence is sacred for you. You recharge, not by doing more, but by being still. When you quiet the noise, you realign with heaven's signal. In that stillness, downloads arrive. Ideas appear, instructions unfold. The world calls it intuition, heaven calls it communication. You are a receiver, a living antenna between realms. So when your heart feels everything, don't curse it, bless it. That awareness is proof of your anointing. Say it now. My sensitivity is sacred. My awareness is my weapon. Because what others call overthinking, heaven calls discernment. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are chosen to perceive deeply. And that is why heaven trusts you with secrets the world can't yet hear. If this truth stirred your spirit, pause and act on it. Press like to affirm your alignment with heaven's frequency. It is your yes to God's whisper. Then type 1111 in the comments below. as a sign of spiritual tuning and awakening. That number declares, I hear heaven clearly, and I choose to walk in divine awareness. Finally, subscribe so you never miss another message that builds your spirit and sharpens your discernment. Each connection here amplifies the frequency of light we carry together. Chosen one, let's speak of the fire, the one that almost broke you. The nights when your prayers echoed into silence, when pain sat beside you like a shadow that refused to move. You thought God had abandoned you. You thought the storm meant rejection. But heaven whispers now, that wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You were being refined, not ruined. The fire that surrounded you was not meant to destroy, but to distinguish you. Gold is not afraid of heat. It requires it. You are that gold. You are heaven's treasure, tested in the furnace of divine pressure. Every heartbreak was a hammer, every disappointment a chisel, every tear a baptism in becoming. When others saw you breaking, heaven saw you building. Because only through fire does true purity rise. The furnace seasons of your life revealed what comfort could never teach. How to stand when nothing feels stable. How to trust when sight fails. How to love even when you are misunderstood. And though it hurt, it made you holy. Though it stripped you, it also sanctified you. You learned that faith is not proven in ease, but in endurance. Fire reveals what is real. It burns away illusions, ego, attachments, and false securities, until only essence remains the divine spark. That is what God was after all along. He wanted the real you, not the edited you, not the fearful you. So when you look back on your wilderness, do not resent it, thank it. It built the voice, the depth, the strength that could carry your calling. The pain you endured produced oil, sacred anointing oil that now flows through your words, your presence, your prayers. People may see your calm and call it peace, but heaven knows its power, hard-earned power born in fire. You no longer react the way you used to because the flames taught you restraint. You no longer fear loss because the fire taught you surrender. You no longer chase validation because the furnace taught you identity. Chosen one, you are not a victim of heat, you are its survivor and successor. The same fire that once threatened to consume you now illuminates your path. You walk through what once burned you. You lead others through what once buried you. So lift your head. Your scars are not shame, they are signatures of survival. You carry the glow of one who has met the flame and lived. Say it aloud. I am refined, not ruined. I am gold in God's fire. Because from this day forward, every ember that touched you now bows to your command. The furnace has done its holy work. You are ready for your rise. Chosen one, nothing about you is random. You were not created by chance. You were calculated by eternity. Every detail of your being, your temperament, your talents, your timing is encoded with divine intelligence. The same God who mapped the stars also mapped the lines in your hands. You are the blueprint made visible, heaven's design walking in human form. Before your body ever touched the earth, your purpose was written in heaven's architecture. You were drafted in divine thought long before you drew breath. That means every detour, every delay, even every disappointment has been accounted for in the sacred algorithm of your destiny. Nothing has been wasted. Not a single tear, not a single year. You've asked, why did that have to happen? But what if it wasn't random pain? It was precise positioning. The designer never improvises. He orchestrates. The roads that seemed broken were actually bridges disguised as lessons. The people who walked away were subtractions that made room for multiplication. Every variable in your story has been divinely balanced to produce purpose. You are heaven's equation of grace and glory, both the problem and the solution, both the mystery and the revelation. When God said, I know the plans I have for you, he wasn't guessing. He was referencing a map already written into your DNA. Your instincts are coordinates. Your dreams are divine directions. Your intuition is the compass of your calling. You've been trying to figure out the pattern, but you are the pattern, the living geometry of God's will. Look at your palms again. The same M that glows on your hands mirrors the pathways of your soul, intersecting lines of destiny, grace, and timing. That mark is heaven's reminder that even when life feels off course, the code remains intact. So when things don't go as planned, remember, the architect never panics. What seems like detour is data feeding back into your divine algorithm. You are being redirected, not rejected. You are being refined, not forgotten. Heaven's plan for you is not linear. It's layered. It bends, loops, tests, and returns, always guiding you toward the same destination, divine fulfillment. Chosen one, you are not behind schedule. You are right on God's grid. The code in your spirit is self-correcting. The design cannot fail because the designer cannot err. Say it with faith. My life follows heaven's blueprint. I am aligned with divine intelligence. Because truly, you are not lost. You are mapped. Chosen one. The heavens are not silent. They are moving with precision. Every planet, every pulse of light, every frequency that hums through the universe is part of a divine symphony that now centers on you. This is the hour when heaven syncs with your name. For years, your spirit has lived ahead of its timeline. You felt out of place, out of time, as if your destiny was waiting for the world to catch up. And now, it finally has. What was delayed is aligning. What was scattered is gathering. What was invisible is emerging into sight. In this season, divine timing is no longer distant. It's here, vibrating around you. Heaven's calendar and your earthly journey are overlapping, creating a window where impossible things suddenly make sense. People appear as if summoned. Opportunities arise as if predestined. This is not luck, it's alignment. Every soul has a resonance, a tone heaven recognizes. When your vibration matches heaven's intention, creation bends to accommodate your purpose. The winds shift, paths unfold. What resisted you begins to cooperate. You are now in the alignment zone where destiny stops running from you and begins running to you. Every prayer you whispered in secret has been orbiting your life, waiting for this exact gravitational pull. Heaven is declaring, now. You'll feel it in subtle signs, repeated numbers, prophetic dreams, sudden peace after confusion, or a surge of energy that feels like memory returning. These are confirmations that the universe is responding to your assignment. Heaven is syncing its rhythm with your steps. This alignment doesn't mean perfection, it means positioning. You don't have to force anything, you only have to flow. Just as the tide follows the moon, your life will follow the magnetic pull of divine order. So breathe. Stop striving. Stand still for a moment and sense it, the invisible click of heaven's clock, aligning with your heart's beat. This is what you were waiting for. When heaven calls your name in alignment, even time itself bends. Past mistakes become preparation. Future blessings begin to leak into the present. The divine timeline collapses into now. Say it aloud. I am in divine alignment. Heaven and earth move with my name. Because right now, your spirit and the cosmos are speaking the same language. You are no longer chasing destiny, you are walking in its rhythm. This is the alignment heaven has been waiting for, and it begins the moment you believe it. Chosen one, this is not the season to shrink. Heaven has issued a mandate over your life, not a suggestion, not a wish, but a divine decree. Rise. You have been through the training grounds of pain, the corridors of delay, the fire of refinement. Now comes the reason behind it all. The world is shifting, and heaven is summoning its soldiers. Those who were once hidden are now being revealed. You are one of them. The mark on your palm is your commission, heaven's seal that you are authorized to move, speak, and build in divine power. Every gift within you was placed there with purpose. The dreams you've been carrying are not hobbies. They are holy instructions. The world may call them ideas, but heaven calls them assignments. It's time to stop asking for permission to be who you already are. God didn't make you to blend in. He made you to break patterns. You are a reformer, a restorer, a revivalist. Every time you hesitated, heaven waited. But not anymore. The waiting season is over. The activation has begun. Look around you. Systems are collapsing. Structures are trembling. People are searching. They are not just looking for leaders. They are looking for light. You are that light. Your wisdom is needed. Your courage is required. Your obedience is the missing piece in heaven's plan for this generation. Don't let fear whisper that you're not ready. Everything you've endured was preparation for this exact moment. You don't need to chase validation. Heaven already verified you. When you speak, realms respond. When you move, angels mobilize. When you act in faith, the earth itself rearranges to support you. You are not waiting on destiny. Destiny is waiting on you. This is your moment to rise and stand in spiritual authority. Declare what God has spoken. Build what others only dream about. Heal what others have ignored. Lead where others have fallen silent. Heaven has equipped you with vision, endurance, and grace. You are heaven's instrument wrapped in human form. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders, and declare it with conviction. I am chosen. I am called. I am ready. I rise now. Because the time for silence is over, the battlefield is set, and heaven has already written your victory. You are not becoming who you were meant to be. You already are. Now, walk in it. Why? Chosen one, we have reached the threshold, the place where revelation becomes responsibility, where hearing transforms into action. You have seen the sign. You have understood the code. And now heaven declares, it is time to activate the mark. For too long, your power has been dormant beneath doubt, fear, and waiting. You've wondered when the signal would come, when the confirmation would appear. This is it. The same divine hand that engraved the M into your palm now extends an invitation. Step fully into what was always yours. That mark is not a decoration, it's a device. It's a spiritual technology, a heavenly key designed to unlock authority within you. When you speak, it vibrates. When you pray, it ignites. When you create, it releases energy through realms unseen. That's why your hands tingle when you worship, why you feel heat when you pray. Your mark is alive. You are not an observer of miracles. You are a conduit of them. Heaven has licensed your hands to heal, your words to restore, and your presence to shift atmospheres. That M is not symbolic, it is operational. You've been entrusted with it not to admire it, but to use it. Right now, before reading further, do something prophetic. Look at your palms and whisper, I am marked for miracles. If you can feel that truth rising inside you, don't keep it silent. Press like to seal your agreement with heaven. It's not a button, it's a symbolic covenant saying, yes, Lord, I accept my calling. Then type 99 in the comments, the divine number of completion and alignment. Each 99 becomes a digital prayer, a vibration of unity across thousands of chosen ones awakening right now. Together, we build an echo heaven can't ignore. In this hour, heaven's decree is clear. Activate the mark through obedience. Speak when prompted. Move when led. Declare when stirred. Each action of faith is like a fingerprint of God pressing through your flesh into reality. As you activate, you will notice patterns, divine coincidences that aren't coincidences at all. Numbers repeating, people crossing paths, doors opening effortlessly. These are confirmations that the spiritual circuitry has awakened. The alignment you've been sensing is now expanding, pulsing with holy rhythm. But remember, activation is not noise, it's motion with intention. Don't rush ahead of the spirit. Walk in sync with it. Every day, start by lifting your hands, look at them, trace the lines, and remind yourself, I am marked for miracles. Then speak life into your day. Every step I take is ordered by divine intelligence. Every word I speak releases light. I am the carrier of heaven's frequency. My mark is active. My mission is alive. When you declare it, heaven responds. Angels move. The atmosphere bends. Fear loses grip. The world begins to mirror your confession. Chosen one, the seal on your life has been activated not just for your breakthrough, but for others. Your mark carries multiplication. What flows through you will ripple into families, nations, and generations. You are a living covenant, a continuation of divine promise. But with that promise comes responsibility. Guard your frequency. Protect your peace. Refuse to use your gift for ego or envy. The M carries weight. It answers only to purity, humility, and truth. The more surrendered your spirit, the stronger your activation becomes. And now, as you read these words, feel the energy in your palms begin to rise. The divine current moves through your veins, the spirit confirming your readiness. You've passed through fire, through silence, through shadow, and now heaven crowns you with clarity. The waiting season is over. The activation season has begun. So lift your hands one last time. Look at your palms. See the signature of heaven glowing through the lines that carried your journey. Say this aloud, not as repetition, but as revelation. I am chosen. I am sealed. I am activated. I am the miracle. The M in my hands is the movement of heaven through me. Let those words echo into your atmosphere. Let them stamp your soul. You have crossed the threshold. You are no longer who you were. You are awakened, aligned, and appointed. The final seal has been set. Now go forth and let your mark move mountains.